With Chris Hemsworth's portrayal of Thor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, pop culture seemed to have given the ancient Norse deity a new audience. But let's talk about the real version of the god. Recently, an amulet in the shape of Thor's Hammer Mjölnir was unearthed during excavations at a site in Ysby, Halland County in Sweden. But what exactly is Mjölnir? Not in the MCU, but in the actual Norse mythology. And what do you think this amulet was worn for? The amulet was said to have been made around the 9th to 11th CE. It is thought to have been made of lead, but it might have been originally gilded or silvered. There's a hole through the hammer's handle, so it was most likely meant to be strung and worn as a necklace, like a protective talisman. Per Ranning, the head of archaeology at the Cultural History Museum in Halland County, who led the digging, has said that similar amulets have been found in Scandinavia. But this was the first that was unearthed in Halland, only one of its kind. The excavation also found with it flint chips, ceramics, metal fittings, pits and hearths, all possibly dating back to the Viking Age. Ranning said that people back at the end of the Viking Age might have worn amulets like this as a symbol of their religiosity. It was a signal that they still held on to their Old Norse gods, rather than the new god of Christianity that was taking over in Scandinavia. For the Vikings who worshipped a pantheon of ancient Norse deities, the new monotheistic religion of the Christians was seen as sacrilegious against their old ways. But what exactly was the significance of Mjolnir? And why was this the symbol of their Old Norse beliefs? Well, in the 13th century Poetic Edda, a collection of Old Norse poems, Mjolnir was talked about in different ways in its poems Wafrutnishmaf, Himix Vida, Lakasena, and Trimsk Vida. It was also talked about in the 13th century Prose Edda, the most comprehensive source for modern knowledge of Norse mythology. Its books, Gilivaginnik and Skalskapirma, talked about the hammer in different ways. All in all, Mjolnir generally acted as both a defensive weapon and an instrument for blessings. Thor wielded the hammer to defend both gods and humans from the giants or the Jotuns who threatened them. In an 11th century Kevinapi amulet, an Old Norse inscription invoked the hammer saying, "May the lightning hold all evil away," and "May Thor protect him with that hammer." The hammer also functioned as a symbol of blessing. Icelandic sagas told of people making the sign of the hammer to bless their food. The myths also had Thor blessing a wedding and a funeral pyre with his hammer. Later literary sources had the hammer used to bless a bride, perhaps as a fertility symbol. There is also a practice of blessing newborns with the hammer. Carvings back from the Bronze Age had godlike figures wielding axes or hammers in the manner of a blessing, with one famous carving of a large figure raising an axe or hammer over a man and a woman to bless them. Mjolnir also appeared in many memorial stones across Sweden and Denmark. Written on the stones were calls such as, "May Thor hollow these runes," "May Thor hollow this memorial," or "May Thor hollow." Many of the amulets have actually been found in burials, suggesting their function as a protection for the dead in their journey to the afterlife. One myth even had Thor resurrecting his dead goats with the hammer, which could be related to the funeral imagery. The Old Norse Thor actually seems to be more powerful than MCU's Thor. He doesn't just swing it, make it fly around, and cast lightning on his enemies. The Old Norse Mjolnir also blessed many major life events, from birth, marriage, to death. It wasn't just a weapon to inflict death, but also one that brought life. What would you do if you had the power of Thor's hammer? Let us know in the comments below, and if you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the Generalists channel so you can be notified whenever a new video comes out.